I think we've come a long way. Credit card has been a pretty old product. You can see the first card that's issued in the year 1978, and how the acceptance mechanism used to work. And we've come very, very far in that journey, right? Today, everything has become digital, and we have mobile devices which have become the primary mode of access, or even for a credit card, right? So in that regard, change is the only constant. Now, in this era of instant gratification, customers wanting everything to be available to them, and also, we have a fantastic product like Sudipta was talking about, UPI being the locomotive of payments. It's instant, right? And that is the experience that we want. To that end, I'm going to outline basically working backwards from the customer experience side, right? Customer demands. What does it actually mean to have a very modern stack in terms of credit cards, right? Number one, the first and foremost requirement is that cards have to be issued real time. Like Sudhita said, 30 seconds is all it should take for the customer to be able to get the card in their hands and be able to use that as well, right? So the issuance has to become instant, rendering has to become instant, usage has to become instant, right? And once the usage, at the point of usage, the transactions would have to show in real time, right? A pretty, very, very simple thing here on the left-hand side, you can see an illustration which says that you just did a transaction 2 minutes ago, right? You got the cashback 2 minutes ago for the transaction that you just conducted, right? So this particular information has to be given real time to the customers, right? Today, for whatever reasons, the current stats, the way things work, it's been T+1, T+2 is when it gets rendered onto the customer's device. But a typical customer doesn't differentiate between, say, a debit card versus a UPI versus a credit card, right? I'm making a payment. I want to be able to see that instantly in my mobile device, especially given the fact that almost every user is now having internet and connectivity through mobile, right? So this is a very, very basic requirement. And we fall short here in majority of the card implementations today. Number two is a credit card as a product is very engaging, right? Customers want to be engaged with this product, right? We do things like, hey, you have two launch access for this quarter, 4 launch access for this quarter. You spend 10,000 rupees and then you will get a ticket to a cinema. You spend 1 lakh rupees, you'll get a ticket, a flight ticket, a premium economy ticket. Right now, all of these are today. This will have to be presented to customers as information in terms of where the customers are with regards to their rewards and cashbacks. And rewards and cashbacks are number one reason why customers actually are taking credit card today. Of course, subsequently, the number two reason is credit in itself, but the number one reason is engagement, right? And today, when it comes to engagement, there are again a lot of reasons as to why we are not able to give that kind of experience, but we cannot give these excuses to customers, right? As customers, they demand that these experiences be given to them, right? So the engagement is the second lever, which requires a lot more technology implementations in terms of being able to show aggregates in real time and redemptions in real time. All of that needs to happen instantly, right? We can't say that, look, as soon as you do 10,000 rupee worth transactions, it will take us 7 more days for you to receive the voucher, the movie voucher, or another 10 more days for you to actually get the flight ticket, right? That cannot happen. Customers do expect these things to happen instantly. Right. Number three is the personalization, right? Most of the personalization, if you see today, it perhaps stops at a segment level. But in our experience, what we've seen is that even segment level personalization is not offered to customers. Like we show the same kind of, particularly talking about offers, while this is not only relevant to offers, right? Say when a person who is in their early 20s logs into seeing their credit card or their banking interface, versus a person that is married in their 40s versus a person in their 50s, we show the same experience to all these customers, right? But this has to be changed. The stacks, the modern credit card stack should actually have the ability to create these segments and be able to create experiences for different segments, right? And taking it one level above, we should be able to do hyper personalization. When I log into my credit card screen versus a Samir logging in versus an Aishwarya logging in, we all should see different things. Today, we all see different things when we log into Amazon, right? And it has to be as personalized as that, right? So what does this requires? This requires investment into directly into the credit card system, the ability to do segmentation and the ability to create rules for doing hyper personalization. Number four, and we like Sujay was saying today, co-brand is a primary focus and it's become a very significant acquisition channel for most of the issuers, right? But today the co-brands, the way we're still conducting the co-brands the way we used to conduct 10, 15 years ago, which is for instance, we used to have Indian Oil co-brand and the HPCL co-brand. These co-brands do not have immersive experiences, right? But in the digital age, when let's say a Swiggy co-brand is coming up or a Zomato co-brand is given, the experience would have to be end-to-end digital, right? For the customer, it is a very contextual journey. They are starting their journey from Zomato or from their co-brand app. And from there, they are actually accessing their credit cards, right? The expectation is that that credit card be very closely linked to the experience that the customer desires in their co-brand app, right? And to that end, we need embeddability into the credit card product. It needs to be done in a very safe way, which actually puts the onus on the credit card system to be able to assume that, hey, look, this is a digital co-brand, and we want this kind of experience to be surfaced to customers inside the co-brand app, right? That can have various shades of gray, but it has to be fully embeddable and it has to be done so in a very safe manner. And this is what we in tech parlance we call that co-brand as a first class primitive in the stack must be there. This is the approach that we are taking to building our own stack. We are making these first class primitives, essentially trying to offer to brands out there the ability to build an Apple credit card like product without having to invest enormous amount of money and effort into technology and be able to launch these very quickly into the market. And if you look at everything that I talked about, this is all these are applicable to banks' own interfaces as well. As the percentage of customers using mobile banking increases, these same demands will be placed by banks' own customers as well. So essentially, we are looking at a complete transitionary period where credit cards will not be about the ledgers, transactions. They all will have to be there, of course. But beyond that, it has to become an experience-oriented product. And that is a big journey for all of us to make. I'll stop here. Over to you, Samir.
Thank you. Thank you. I think this thought process is critical, right? Because all the while for so many years, we knew that credit cards cannot be built or rebuilt. And that was basically, we were always using the same platform worldwide for so long, right? But India has been an origination of core banking platforms, right? If you look at from a Finacle to a FlexCube, all of them originated in India, but credit cards had not. So good to see this kind of new innovations coming out of India. I think either you or the way our competitors, your competitors, which is M2P or One Card, all of them are innovating brilliant. I think market is with a lot of new knowledge, new interfaces, and I'm sure customers are really, really looking forward to that.